Hello, welcome back to Dead Fat 2, doing chapter 8 on Stealthily, that being the hardest. So the in-game menu story is that the Unit 13 have cut off our water supply and we need to uh, reroute another supply from another area. Um, and I guess the Unit 13 are getting desperate. So they're kind of relying on zombies now. They're protecting areas with zombies and trying to just flank us out. Not flank us, force us out. And they're using security drones as shown in this next room. Now this kind of works like a stealth mission. So pick up the money on the right there. You can open the cupboards without a security drone realizing, but you can't shoot the security orb or he will detect you. So just open the cupboards and get out of that room. If you activate the security drone, a lot of Unit 13 come and a lot of grenaders and all sorts of enemies, and it's just hell. But if you do it stealth, that part, and you'll get around a lot. Now this is another version of Minikin. Look at the sword that's sticking out of his head. Just wear him down, bullet time. And I think the reason for Minikin clone being the one that is changed a lot to for chainsaws, for spitting, etc., is because his brain was fried, so it might have been easier for Wagner to program. But that enemy was in Dead Effect 1. So we find out that they've shut it off. It's a lot more complicated what the Unit 13 have done, and so we have to go back into the area with the security drone. Now you have to wait for her to finish her dialogue before you can come back up. Again, don't try to do this past stealth. As you already know, we're trying to do this without any damage, and we don't want this thing to highlight. You'll notice I've got the explosive bow out ready. I guess in case if you do fail, I guess you can sort of start planting and explosive bows into the drone. But I've actually got the explosive bow for the next part. So I walked into a wall there. And when you get through this corner, immediately start planting. Oops, I done plant things in that corner because there is a grenader and there's very little time to act. You've got to get him down straight away because if he throws off a grenade, you're going to take damage. And we're trying to do this with no damage on the hardest difficulty because we are a badass. Okay, so once we've done that, I like the look at the amount of people I've killed already. Not people, zombies. Alright, start putting the explosive bows out. It's the quickest way of dealing with these things. You're just making sure that there's no runners. So the more quicker you get through it all. Now you can see I've got a runner on me. Change to a sword disc and just body slam it into him, and that will deal with the runner. Okay, so once we've done all that, you can look at the posters. I can't really tell. They look Greek to me. I don't really understand all the science behind it all. Open the cupboards, grab the stuff. There's a security orb hidden up here. Just get that now. Grab the lever. Or whatever it is that you need. I think it's the key. Getting the key card. And there's a iPad here. For all those who have doubts about the mutineers, check the record in the platoon network. I'm sure all you remember Captain Phillip. Razor was a cool and nice guy. Well, 4th Squad encountered 2 of them on the recon in the bridge area. If not for the plasma weapons we took from the experimental armory, there would be no one left in the 4th. Does this answer your questions and doubts, Lieutenant Bouchard? Seriously, guys, stop it. The Major is already over the edge, and I'm afraid he'll really start executing a lot of you if you don't shut up. So forget about Jane, just shoot her. Half of you always wanted to shoot her anyway before. So I guess it's possible that the Unit 13 was cloned, and they were cloned with memories of us. Because as I said, I believe that we were the last of the Unit 13 in Dead Effect 1, and maybe as time goes on, that sympathy or that knowledge of us is but we're killing them anyway. We don't care, so we're killing all our own old buddies, and so we're a little bit of a monster as well. And there seems to be indication that we're losing our human side, and we're reverting back to monster. Oh, good grief, maths. Okay, what do we got here? It's going to be maths. I'm just going to wear it down and see if this... I'm not seeing anything, nothing shouting out to me as I'm going to work this out. I find this is maths is one of the hardest enemies on this level, especially hell. On easy it's usually just 10 and a 6 or something, but on hell, like, look at that. Oh, that's a mess. Alright. Let's try something like 96. Okay, that looks doable. 59. More doable. 32. And we've done it. There we go. Give me an achievement. There's also an iPad here. We'll try an indirect approach. Start shutting off essentials in all areas that are not under our direct control. Exterminate everything you encounter. Delta Unit 13. And remember, Delta are losing people. Like, they're training even people that don't even have combat training. So they're probably training clones that haven't got any combat training at all. So their clone network can't even keep up. So you got 4 zombies to take out here. One's a grenader, so be careful. Don't get... I don't think there's any of them runners, but the grenader can get off his shot pretty quick. There we go. Got him. Now, again, we're not taking damage from the green gas, which kind of makes me think that we're losing our human side, as that green gas is toxic. It's a cleaning agent. It is toxic to humans, and we're no longer affected by it like we were in Chapter 5. There's a security orb up there, so I get that now. And now we're going to turn on the generator, which is noisy as all hell. What grenades do I have? I was just looking to see if I had normal grenades or landmines. Sorry about that. But I didn't want to take damage, so I wanted to just check that out. In case I get in trouble, I can lob a grenade. But be careful, especially in this area. It's very easy for grenades to bounce off enemies. I'm going to use saw disc instead of explosive bow, because if you got a runner, you stick an explosive bow in it, he'll run straight up to you and you'll take your own damage. When I do get a runner and I do get in trouble, there's a grenader. I'm going to go bullet time and try and get myself out of the damage like I am now, and hopefully get myself in a bit of a clearing so I can... This is where you're most likely to take damage, because they're just all over the place, and sometimes you'll get a runner come up behind you and you don't realise. So, you know, take notice of the motion sensor. I recommend unlocking that perk, and as that's a godsend in helping you not to be taken by surprise, and just keep diverting your diverting your attention to the motion sensor, just to give it a quick glance, just to make sure. And it helps you to understand when to come out of hiding and when not, etc. So as you can see, I know that there's only one enemy, so, and that's it. So that's that one. We've got one more. The next one's a little bit harder, and as I said, this is where you're most likely going to take damage if you don't do it correct. You can get a few runners on top of you, and it can get very, very difficult to navigate. Thankfully, there's no cannibals or anything. That would be sheer hell. And as I said, look, if you don't do that security drone, you're going to have Unit 13s after to deal with. You're going to have Unit 13s after you're done with the chainsaw. You're going to have 2 grenaders. I'm going to throw a grenade and hopefully get rid of some of the back ones. I'm going to... There's a grenader. That's what I've got to look out for. I'm going to hopefully put him down. This is where you got to get yourself into a clearing, and hopefully I can do that quick. Hopefully I did take out that grenader. I'm going to have a few runners on me. I'm going to see if I can hard explosion this guy. Keep away from the hard explosion so I'm not taking damage. I've got 2. I'm going to have to run past because I haven't got any. I'm going to have to run past this guy. Hopefully he doesn't hit me. He hasn't. And I'm going to use the explosive bow now just to see if I can get rid of some of these guys. Okay, so I got rid of the runners. I'm going back into bullet time. I'm going to go back into sawdust. Hopefully take off this last couple. The rest are going to be monopolized, hitting the water generator that's making a lot of noise, and that takes the focus off me. Got the grenade at that time. That's what I was afraid of. And there's one here. I don't want to be, again, always taking notice of that of your motion sensor. Looks like I'm in safe position now, so all I've got is to take out the zombies that are focused on the motion sensor, which is good. Occasionally they will come after me regardless of it making noise. Like this one starting to turn around. No, and that's it. So done it. And on again, if you don't do the stealth version of the security drone, you will have 3 of these to deal with. Where if you don't highlight the attention of the security drone, you only have 2 waves to deal with. So it's a lot easier. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my magnum ready, going to get bullet time ready. There is a security orb. By shooting it, I am going to highlight the drone, but if I do it quick enough with bullet time, I might be able to get through it without it highlighting. So I'm going to highlight bullet time, get my sensors on it, shoot it, and quickly run while in bullet time back into this area. Now you'll notice that the security drone, if you look at the motion sensor, he is highlighted, but he didn't actually detect me. So he heard a gunshot, but he didn't see me. So he's waiting at the door, but he hasn't called any extra enemy. And that's the way to get through this without having any extra enemy to deal with. You're only dealing with the limited number. You don't get an extra chainsaw guy here, which is, I think, is a possibility if you highlight the security drone. Again, that silly lock that makes no sense whatsoever. And now we have one last little section to go through. And you just got to basically put as the one that's you got to be wary of is that grenader. Not so much the others. You can keep the others lowered down, but that grenader, if he lobs a grenade towards me and I can't back up enough, I'm in a lot of trouble. I've got a runner, armored runner on me as well. I've got the space zombie on the right hand side. I'm trying to get this grenader down. Unfortunately, it's not working. I'm going to try and put him down on his feet. Got to be careful with his vomit because he's going to lock me into a corner here. And if this guy throws a grenade. Okay, the grenade is down. All I've got to do is just keep the zombie backed off. I don't want him coming any further, so the more I can just explosive bow him, just keep him occupied down there, and hopefully that will just see. He's a bit of a ragdoll now. Should have enough arrows to keep him occupied. Whoops, that one hit the. That's what you got to be careful of. Sometimes you might misplant one, and he's wearing down now. He's probably another arrow, maybe two. We'll do it. One to the face, maybe. No, that missed him completely. Okay, one more, and that should be it. And he's done. And the green vomit that he's done has already subsided. As I said, if it does subside, wait a couple of seconds, maybe 5 seconds, because you will still get damaged by residue. Hit the security orb, and we have our last iPad. I got it from the old man's pad. It's the Qubit mail he got back from the Admiral. I think you should read this, including scuttling. From EarthCo, major in receipt of emergency comm, measures approved, including scuttling of the ship, secure or execute all specimens, expedite tachyon comm repairs, lost contact with Tau Ceti, survey team, possible hostiles, do not attempt to restart faster than light engines, help us is on the way, do not respond, save qubit bandwidth for emergencies, Godspeed. So there's been a cleanup mission ordered, exterminate everyone. As you can see, I've got everything, all loot, all tabs, all everything, and they've lost contact with the Tau Ceti civilization. There was hostiles, so we weren't the only ship. There seems to be another ship that we're not sure that had already made it to Tau Ceti, and contact was lost. Well, until next time, bye for now.